Hello.
Hey.
Today we're talking about February 28th, which was really a great day. We had a lot of fun and exercise this day.
For sure.
It started out with renting some e-bikes for a nice, long, 30-kilometer, but easy ride.
It's categorized as easy in New Zealand.
Definitely categorized as easy. And so we paid for the rental for the bike and for a drive out to a place called Milltown. And I didn't see a town or a mill, but
I didn't
it
either.
was where a bridge crossed a river. And we joined the West Coast Wilderness Trail.
Which is a long trail. This is only part of it.
Right,
It can take 4 days to do this trail.
absolutely. Good point. And so we started out riding on a gravel road
We did.
through this valley, and it went uphill, and
It went up so steeply that the first hill, and then it winds. So I didn't put it into a low enough gear, and I got partway up the hill, even with the e-bike, and had to stop. So at Jim's suggestion, which was really great, I turned around, went back down the hill, back a little bit, and started over again. And then this time I got into the low gears and made it all the way up. So, yeah.
yeah. And then we just followed this gravel road. We only had a couple vehicles coming by.
Yeah, not much. Wasn't very busy.
And we rode for about 10 kilometers to a place called Lake Canary.
Lake Kinnear, I think they said. But
Well, we'll have a
I thought you
difference
said-
of opinion on this.
okay, we can have a difference of opinion. That's fine.
And this was it's a mountain lake, and there were people there swimming and jumping off the dock, and we had lunch. We sat and had our
I had a lunch that we emptied out some things in the refrigerator and just ate that, and it was just so very pleasant, and it was sunny, and there were public bathrooms. Hey,
and as usual, the public bathrooms were
almost
beautiful.
everywhere.
And then we went and continued the ride all the way down into Hokitika.
And we had another steep ascent because you came down to the lake, and we had to go back up, but it was paved, and it was it's really pretty easy on the e-bike. Love those things.
And then the bike trail, the wilderness trail, curved off into the bush.
Yeah.
And the ride through the bush was fun. It was
Dicey.
a little dicey at
It
times.
kind of,
Well, let's-
yeah.
what was it like?
Well, at first, it was a little dry and at least some places it was dry and gravelly and wide, but it would go up and down and curve around places, and that was fun. We'd be in different gears. And then we started getting into a section that was more fern-like and green, and was the old gold mining trails, part of the old gold mining trails. Now do you want to talk about that?
Well, they had diverted some of the river water into a water race, so that it took water off for hydropower or whatever needs they had.
Right, we would call it a sluice. They called it a race.
So it was like a canal, 3-4 foot wide, maybe 4 foot wide, and of various depths, and wood lined in some places.
Yeah, some
and
places
not in
had
others.
like wood over it.
And the trail followed right along next to it. And so here we would be going across, traversing these hillsides, mountainsides really, with a big drop off and trees on the left, and this water race along on the right. And the trail was only like 3 foot wide, so it was
Yeah, it was kind of dicey. I thought, and they call this easy, you know?
Right. And
You wouldn't want to fall either way onto the wood if you fell onto the sluice. And I think the trees would catch you if you fell to the left where it goes down, but it would not feel good.
it was a long ways down and it was steep.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and the trail would make 180s, and you'd go across these narrow wooden bridges, so narrow that you had like 3 inches on either side of your handlebars.
After the first narrow bridge, which I would say I sort of fell off my bike. I just sort of panicked because I was so close to the edge and wasn't sure if I was going to hit it, that I put the brakes on and dropped the bike. And that was when I said, you know, I can walk the bike across these bridges. I don't have to ride.
Right.
No ego in that. You know, I can just stop and walk. And so that's what I did. And when the trail turned into a 180, there were times that I also got off and walked the bike around that because it just turned faster than I felt comfortable being able to handle the bike.
Right.
So that was an easy one. I hate to see what some of the other ones I've read. There's class 4 or even more difficult than class 4.
Yeah.
Mountain bikes, bike riding. So, oh my God.
Anyways, it was, I mean, the pathway was kind of thrilling and beautiful and
Just
picturesque.
gorgeous.
And then we finished off that ride down into Hokitika on roadways that were paved and
some gravel, some paved.
And it was a very nice ride. I think we bicycled something like 32 kilometers all told.
Yeah.
And ended up in town. And then rode around town for a little while.
Yeah, they let us have the bikes. They said, we'll just turn them in. Park when you're done. Just park them by their driveway. They were so kind. And they said, we're not going to give you any chains or locks. You don't really need them.
Right.
So,
yeah, nobody locks things.
Nobody locks things. So if we stopped at a store downtown, we'd just park our bikes by the store and go in.
And anyway, so yeah, we went to a little South African place and got some biltong and
Fry bread.
Fried bread was pretty good. The milkshake, which was supposed to have all this ice cream in it, it was more like chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And then we turned the bikes in and thought we can do more yet today, and so we drove out to Hokitika Gorge.
Yeah, which all the literature said was beautiful, and it was, I don't know, 20 kilometers, and it was around a half-hour drive.
Yeah.
So out of town, and of course that was another walk, but I amazed myself. I was ready to go. I love those walking sticks in New Zealand because they really help me. There's a lot of going up and down, and so going up, the walking sticks just provide a little extra power, and I can walk faster. So I love them.
Just as an aside, the last flight that we took, they had, when I went to put my bags up into the overhead, there were some walking sticks up there. So Air New Zealand seems to allow you to take walking sticks in your carry-on, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But back to Hokitika Gorge.
Back to Hokitika Gorge. So we're
beautiful.
walking around, and then all of a sudden it opens to this gorgeous vista of blue water, and it's not see-through. It's just like blue.
Yeah, it looks like turquoise stone.
Yeah.
So it can be described as blue from the silica, and kind of milky, opalescent because of all the what they call rock flour, the really fine silt that the river is carrying down from the glaciers. So
And I just want to say, milky doesn't mean white. It means you can't see through it.
right. Good.
Okay.
Good. I think we both got that one sorted out, didn't we?
Uh-huh.
We've been debating how to describe this.
Yes.
Anyways, we went over a swinging bridge and hiked along these kind of white stone cliffs above the blue water, and came to a place where people were swimming.
Yeah.
They weren't actually swimming when we got there, but we saw them swimming from a distance. And
yeah, and there was a guy in his bathing suit. There were people in bathing suits coming back, and a guy in his bathing suit going. And it did say danger, being careful that people have drowned there.
because there's current.
Because there's current, but they were all young people.
Yeah,
Probably
young
believe
people
they're
never die.
invincible, right?
And anyways, so I climbed out and Terry took a couple pictures.
Yeah, I
of
took
me out on
pictures
the
of
rock.
him while the sandflies bit me.
Yeah, the
Oh, my
sandflies
God.
were terrible there. The sandflies were terrible.
But it's probably the loveliest gorge I've ever seen. It's not that, and it was high, but it's not the height of it that made it so beautiful. It was the color of the water against the white rocks. Just stunning. Stunning.
And then we hiked back, of course, and drove back. You know, we were going to eat in town, and then just decided, no, we were going to eat out at leftovers out at the van.
Well, there were a lot of cafes and restaurants in town, but we ran into the same problem we did other places that probably in smaller towns, they can't support a large lunch crowd, so they close at 2 or 2:30, and then they don't open again until the evening, or they close early for the day. So we kept running into places that were closed or closing, and we gave up.
Right.
Just went and ate.
So
went
we ate
back
at the van and then went and watched the sunset on the beach.
Right. Yeah, so we did take some pictures of the sunset, and those were nice. And rock collecting on the beach in Hokitika
Yeah.
was so fun.
Terry really liked the little white stones.
The little round, they're just completely round or disc-like white, pure white stones. And then there were, of course, a lot of stone. It was a kind of stony beach, but they were small stones. So I think you have some pictures of them.
Yeah, they're in the previous day's pictures.
But
But
okay.
not your white stone.
But not
Just-
my white stones.
Right.
Oh, I deleted one of those pictures of my white stones. Oh, well.
We should say goodbye.
Oh, are we done?
We're done.
Okay. All right,
Bye.
bye.